It's Miss Bailey here with the Knox County Public Library Tutor Team, and I'm here today with another math lesson video covering kindergarten and first grade academic standards. Here are the standards that are highlighted in today's lesson. We are kind of working our way up to covering the entire standard, and then some of the standards that we will work our way up to, the language will change a little bit. Here are some of the tips that I have for parents who are looking for ways to modify these video lessons for their student. If you are noticing that your student is having a little bit of a difficult time completing the video lesson with ease, here are some tips for you. The one purple dot is the lowest level of difficulty, the suggestions that I have for modifications here. Whether your student is completing these videos with ease or they're ready, they need a little more practice, or they're ready for an extra challenge, number formation is extremely important. The fluidity of how they write and their number automaticity is really important, not just in math, but also letter formation as well. So here are some tips that I have for parents who are looking for modifications for students who are completing the video lesson with ease. Always make sure that you feel free to pause or replay. And then if you are looking for an extra challenge, here are some suggestions for students who are ready for that. Again, the purple dots represent the level of difficulty. Okay, friends, no matter where you're at, you are a mathematician. And here are some things that show us and represent what a good mathematician looks like and sounds like. Okay, we've been working on really keeping our math goals in mind. And that light bulb symbol really helps us remember, oh, that's what our big idea is, that's what our goal is, I need to keep that in mind. We've been using our math tools like the number bond and the 10 frame. That's what good mathematicians do. Good mathematicians stay organized by doing things like drawing quick drawings in rows, nice neat rows. And guys, I can't tell you enough that even good mathematicians make mistakes. Just because you make a mistake does not mean that you are not a good mathematician. The most important thing is that good mathematicians try their best, okay? It is totally fine to make mistakes. What's important is that we take our mistakes and we try to fix them. And we're not hard on ourselves about making a mistake, and we just keep going and try our best. All right, good mathematicians also come prepared. So here is the symbol you will see, the paper and pencil, when it is time for you to have materials ready. Some mathematician vocabulary review. We have been talking a lot about total. Another way to say total is the whole amount and the parts that make up a total. We have also been working hard to write number sentences, specifically addition number sentences. So these are the math signs that we use in addition number sentences. Okay, this is an addition number sentence that we use our math symbols for. Let's take a look at some of the addition math sentences that we have been practicing and building up our fact power. Okay, now the last lesson we worked on a goal of being able to describe correctly one more than a number. And so here we see the sentence with numbers and words. 1 more than 6 is 7. Okay, those are clue words, friends. So 1 more than is just another way to say you're adding something to the number. 1 plus 6. And then is just a clue word for equals 7. So back to that addition number sentence. Another way to think about this addition number sentence with those math symbols is to say 1 more than 6 is 7. We've been building up our fact power. So let's take a look at some more addition number sentences that we worked on our last lesson. So 1 more than 5 is 6. And you can look at the 10 frame to see a visual of that first row filled in as 5. And then 1 more is 6. 1 more than 6 is 7. 1 more than 7 is 8. 1 more than 8 is 9. If you take a look at that 10 frame, it's really filling up, and we only have one more spot left. 1 more than 9 is 10, and then we filled in our entire 10 frame. Okay, friends, we've been working on noticing patterns and building our fact power, okay? Working out those fact muscles in our brains as mathematicians. So a pattern that we talked about in our last video lesson was that any number plus 1 will always equal 1 more than itself. Okay, good mathematicians, stay organized. So let's take a look at some of the ways that we have stayed organized as good mathematicians. We use our tools. We can use the 10 frame to help organize our thinking. We can use a number bond as a math tool to organize our thinking. Write a number sentence using those math symbols. Do a quick picture or quick drawing. As cute as those little ladybugs or bumblebees or whatever it is on our screen are, good mathematicians use their time wisely. So we want to use quick, organized drawings. So circles that are about the same size in a nice, neat row. And another thing that we've been working on is circling our hidden parts to help organize our thinking. Okay, so here's an example of us using a 10 frame to organize our thinking that we worked on in our last lesson. So there are those cute little puppies that were playing together. And we organized our thinking by finding and circling a group of 5. Okay, so on our 10 frame, we showed that group of 5 by using just the clear circles. Okay, and then left over outside of our group of 5, we had 2 more puppies. Okay, so to show the difference between, okay, our group of 5 and then what we have adding on to 5, we did solid circles to show that. We are going to use that number bond a lot today. So just a reminder that a number bond is a tool to organize the parts, 2 parts, and a whole of the whole number. Okay, so there's only one whole, and the smaller numbers that make up that whole are our parts. Mathematicians, we're ready to look at our goal for today, our big idea. Today we are organizing our thinking using math tools so that we can build our fact power. Okay, we've been doing that, but today our goal is a little bit different. Our goal will be achieved when we write a number sentence adding parts together that equal a whole of 6. Okay, that's what we're going to focus on today. Okay, look at these yummy cupcakes. All right, I want you to use your spy eyes to find 2 groups Another way to think about groups are those hidden parts. Okay, can you find two small parts that help make up the whole amount? I think maybe a good way to organize our thinking is to think of our hidden parts as cupcakes with a cherry. We have some cupcakes with a cherry, and then our other group could be cupcakes without a cherry. Okay, so zoom in, use your spy eyes. Do you see the cupcakes with cherries and the cupcakes without cherries? Those are going to be our two groups. Okay, so we have 4 cupcakes with a cherry and then 2 without. Go ahead and grab your pencil and paper. I'm going to help you draw a number bond. So the first thing that we want to do when creating a number bond is just to draw a circle. Okay, you don't want it to be too teeny tiny because you're going to be putting a number in there. Then go ahead and towards the middle of the side of the circle, draw a line out. And then another going the other direction. And then on that first line that you drew out, going out of the circle, draw another circle. I made mine a little smaller to show that the parts are smaller than the whole. And then the last thing we need to do to create our number bond is the other circle for the part. If you notice, my number bond, the whole, the circle that is going to have the whole is bigger than the 2 parts because the parts are smaller and they go together to make up the whole. Okay, let's organize our thinking using the number bond that we just drew. How many cupcakes do we have in all? Okay, let me go back. Here's our cupcakes. How many do we have in all? Oh, you might be noticing that our whole amount is 6. Remember what our goal is today. We're working to write a number sentence, adding parts together that equal a whole of 6. So our cupcakes, we have a total of 6. Okay, now I want you to do a quick drawing or a quick picture of the cupcakes that have a cherry. Do you remember the cupcakes that have a cherry? Let me go back to that picture for you. How many of those cupcakes have a cherry? Do a quick drawing of just simple circles. Try to make them about the same size in a nice neat row. Here's my quick drawing. So in one of my parts on my number bond, I drew 4 solid circles to show that those are my cupcakes with a cherry. Okay. Now, how many cupcakes do we have without a cherry? Okay. I'm going to show you back. I'm going to go back to that picture without a cherry. How many cupcakes without? You can also think, okay, well, I know I have 6 cupcakes in all. If 4 of them have cherries, then that means how many more do I need to make a total of 6? So taking a look at that picture, how many cupcakes don't have a cherry? Can you do a quick drawing to show how many without a cherry? Okay, pause and press play when you're ready. Did you say 2? You are correct. So whether you use the picture to look and see how many cupcakes didn't have a cherry, or if you just thought in your head, okay, well, I know I have 4 with a cherry. That means I have to have 4, 5, 6, 2 more to make up 6 without a cherry. So let's fill in our number bond with numbers. We have 4 cupcakes with a cherry. We have 2 cupcakes without a cherry. So here's our number bond. Can you create an addition number sentence? Here's our goal again. All right, we're trying to create an addition number sentence to show parts that equal a whole amount of 6. Now, that math tool, that number bond, that is your tool to help you. Okay? I don't want you to be thinking super hard in your head whenever you have this tool that you've already done all the hard work. Look at the parts. What are the parts that we worked so hard to fill in on our number bond that would help us fill in our addition number sentence? Pause and press play when you're ready. There we go. 4 plus 2 equals a whole amount of 6. So I want to show you guys, you could also have written 2 plus 4 equals 6. That's true too. These are called turnaround facts. So you can just flip-flop the numbers, okay? So we have 2 plus 4 equals 6, or we can say 4 plus 2 equals 6. Either way, it works, as long as you have the correct parts that make up the whole amount. So even when you flip-flop the parts, the total is the same. As a number detective, if you look really closely on this, you'll realize, oh yeah, they're the same. So it doesn't matter which order I have the parts in, as long as I'm using the correct parts, 2 and 4 or 4 and 2, to make 6. Okay, another thing that you can do, because number sentences can have different looks, okay? Notice in this first addition number sentence, and it still is an addition number sentence, you might think, whoa, Miss Bailey, wait a minute. That's not right. I am not used to seeing the equal sign in the front of the number sentence. Guys, it's allowed. This is still true. This is saying 6 is the same thing as adding 4 and 2 together. Okay? As long as the parts in the whole are the same, you can put the equal sign in the front of the number sentence. It's the same thing. Okay, let's try it out. Look at the 10 frame. Is it true that if I have 4 and 2 more, that equals 6? Same thing. 6 equals the same thing as 4 plus 2. Okay, or we could say 4 plus 2 more equals 6. 4 plus 2 more is the same thing as 6. Okay, now guys, before we go on, I just want to point out to you, you can't just rearrange all the numbers, okay? I mean it when I say that your parts have to be the same. So if you look at this first addition number sentence, that's not my parts. 6 was not a part, it was the total. So look, if we rearrange all the numbers, you might be thinking, well, Miss Bailey, I'm still using the same 3 numbers, 6, 2, and 4. But look, friends, if I have 6 and I add 2 more, that does not equal 4. That equals 6, 7, 8. So that's false, okay? False means it's not true, it's not correct, it's incorrect, okay? So just remember that when you're doing flip-flop facts or turnaround facts and you're rearranging the numbers, just make sure that you are using the correct parts in the correct whole. You can't use your whole as a part or a part as the whole. Okay, let's take a look at these yummy cupcakes again, but this time we're going to find a different way to group the cupcakes. You might be thinking in your head, "Ooh, I had a really good idea last time, Miss Bailey," and we might use it. Who knows? Use your spy eyes. Can you find another way to group these cupcakes? How about we group these cupcakes by cupcakes with chocolate frosting versus cupcakes with other frosting, okay? Let's group them that way. So we have one cupcake with chocolate frosting. Oh, it says cupcakes with chocolate frosting. There's no such thing as that, Miss Bailey. I made a mistake. Is that okay? It is. I just need to fix it, don't I? I'm noticing I didn't spell chocolate right. Okay, friends. Well, my favorite kind of cupcake is chocolate frosting cupcakes. I'm just silly. Okay, so we have one cupcake with chocolate frosting. Pretend there's a C there to make that ch sound in chocolate. And then we have 5 cupcakes with other frosting, other than chocolate frosting. Okay, get your pencil and paper ready. We're going to do create another number bond. So draw your circle. And if I'm going too fast, then you can always pause it and then press play when you're ready. Oh, that's my dog, Fernie. There she is. She's barking. She must hear something outside. Okay, back to work. So here is what we have so far. Next step, draw that other line out. Add your smaller circle for the part. And then your other circle for the part. Okay, friends, we're ready to go. Let's organize our thinking with a number bond. So how many cupcakes do we have in all? I'll show you that picture again. It's the same as our very first practice problem though. And remember, our goal is that we're creating number sentences with parts that add up to 6 as the whole amount. So how many cupcakes should we have if we're really focusing on our goal? That's right, we should have 6. We should have 6 cupcakes total. Okay, so now that we filled in our whole amount, how many cupcakes do we have with chocolate frosting? Do you remember? That's right. Look, we had one with chocolate frosting. If you use your spy eyes, we have one with chocolate frosting. Okay, friends, so here is my quick drawing or quick picture of our cupcake with chocolate frosting. We just have one. Now, how many cupcakes do we have with other frosting? I'm going to show you that picture, but I also want you to be thinking in your head. Okay, if I have a total of 6 cupcakes in all, and one has chocolate frosting, how many does that leave left over to make 6? Okay, you could count up from 1. How many do you have to count up to get to 6? Let's go back to that picture. How many cupcakes do we have with other frosting than chocolate? Do you see? That's right. We have 5 cupcakes that have other frosting than chocolate. So 1 cupcake with chocolate frosting and 5 that have a different type of frosting. Let's fill in our number bond with numbers. Okay, so here is a look at our number bonds with the picture and just with the numbers. Can you create an addition number sentence? So friends, again, use that tool that we just worked really hard to create, that number bond. I don't expect you to just pull it out of your head. Now, I also want you to understand that there are different numbers besides 1 and 5 that create 6. Okay, so I want you to really focus on creating an addition number sentence with this story. Okay, so for this story, our parts were 1 and 5. So we need to use those numbers, not just any other numbers that go together to make 6. So you could have said 5 plus 1 equals 6. You could have flip-flopped them and said 1 plus 5 equals 6. Either way. Let's take a look at those flip-flop facts or turnaround facts. Either way, it is correct. All right, as a number detective, it's really important, and with your fact power, to notice these patterns. Even when you flip-flop or turn around the parts, and I'm saying the parts, not just any number, the parts, the total is the same. So you flip-flop or turn around the parts, the numbers that equal the parts, not the total, friends. Okay, let's try it out. Again, number sentences can look differently. So it's okay if we put the equal sign in the front as long as we have a true number sentence. So if we look at it on our 10 frame, is it true, is it correct to say that 6 is the same thing or equal to 5 and 1 more? Yes, it is. Now, what if we say 5 and 1 more is equal to 6? That's true too. These are just different ways to say the same thing. Okay, now if we try it where we just kind of rearrange all of the numbers, we got to check it, friends, because it might not be correct. So if we rearrange all the numbers, and you might say, but Miss Bailey, look, I'm using the same 3 numbers. Well, let's see if it's true. Is it true that if we add 6 plus 1, it equals 5? No, that doesn't make sense because 6 is already bigger than 5. So if we add more to 6, it's going to be way bigger than 5. Okay, that doesn't quite work. So before you go crazy and having so much fun rearranging the numbers in your addition number sentences, first make sure that it is correct. Okay? Okay, friends, so we worked really hard today on using our math tools to organize our thinking, and we continued to build our fact power. Okay, our goal that we worked on was writing number sentences that add parts together that equal a whole of 6. You rocked it! Do you believe me that you rocked it? Well, let me just prove it to you that you rocked it. You really worked out those fact power muscles hard. Look at all of these facts we worked on today. 4 plus 2 equals 6. Another way to say this is 4 and 2 more is 6. Or 2 plus 4 equals 6. Same thing, we could say 2 more than 4 is 6. We're just using different language, saying the same thing. Okay, these are turnaround facts or flip-flop facts. We could also show this way. Remember, we talked about how it's okay to write an addition number sentence this way. It's the same thing. The equal sign can come in the front. There's nothing wrong with that as long as you're telling the truth with your parts and your whole. So it is true to say that 6 equals 4 plus 2 more. It's also true to say that 6 equals 2 more than 4. Okay, Even addition number sentences that begin with the equal sign, they're turnaround facts too, or flip-flop facts. Okay. So a really big takeaway from today's lesson is as long as the parts and the whole are the same, so that you're using the correct parts and the correct whole, you can put that equal sign in the front of the number sentence. Okay, 5 plus 1 is 6. Or we can turn it around or flip-flop it as 1 plus 5 is 6. And another way to say this same addition number sentence is to say 1 more than 5 is 6. These are turnaround facts too. Again, here are some examples of the different ways that number sentences can look. We can put the equal sign in front. 6 is the same thing as 5 and 1 more. 6 is the same or equal to 1 more than 5. Those are another example of flip-flop facts or turnaround facts. Okay, so don't forget, as long as the parts and the whole are the same, you can rearrange the numbers and you can also put the equal sign in the front. Friends, I had so much fun with you today, and I'm so proud of you for working so hard, doing your best. And even if we make mistakes, we are still good mathematicians. Okay, I want you to remember that you can find this video as well as the other videos that came before this, or videos from my friends Mr. Frederick and Mrs. Worland, on the Knox County Public Library Tutor Team's YouTube page. Okay, we have a playlist going, and I hope that I see you next time. Have a great day.